This is Ruins of Threnal, Part 3. The Ice Flensers here are probably the first enemy we're going to encounter that could one-shot us. We're preparing for this with these Fire Scrolls. Although we only have a 10% chance, we'll be able to boost that up a little bit with Heroism Potion and Human Versatility. So that should get us to 40%, and that'll be enough to at least cast it after a couple of tries. The other thing you can do is keep an eye out for your daily dice rolls. If you have a Radiant Force Field, as I rolled earlier today in the first video, a potion, or a Fire Shield potion, you could use it for this quest when we get to Reaper. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is talk to the quest giver. And because we can pick locks, normally you have to go around here looking for a key to unlock a place. And our open lock skill is not the best. We do have an item to help us if we need it. And then we have the human versatility boost and the heroism potion. Between those things, even though we haven't really invested in lock since level 2, open lock, I think it'll be enough to get the door
Someone
open.
has managed to clear a way
So
forward through the
you
cave.
can go left or right here. I think it'll take you to the same place. I always just go right. Rust monster, so I'm going to get my blue shine weapon. More rust monsters. Just going to clear these guys out. I'm not going this way. And I'm just keeping my blue shine weapon because I figure there's a good chance there could be a rust monster, and I don't want to find out by having my weapon broken. All right, so if you follow on the map, we're heading south, and then the cave directly south, and then the cave turns. Get my good weapon out because these guys are a little tougher. I'm going to get this spider just because I don't want to deal with him later. Alright, so this cave here, you can see there's a beholder. And even though we don't have an optional, mandatory objective yet, it is mandatory. We won't be able to complete the quest without him, or without that. So I'm just going to grab my bow, and this beholder could do a couple things. One, he could disintegrate us, which would only kill us on probably a roll of 1. We have really good saves. 31 fortitude save. That's really, really good for this level. And then the second thing is he could negative level us. If you negative level us, we're going to quickly use our remove disease and lay on hands. Remove disease will restore the negative levels, and then lay on hands will get us quickly up to full. All right, so something might get in the way, but yeah, this guy. So we'll get him first. I think we're far enough the beholder can't get to us, and that's how we like to fight beholders, unfairly. All right, let me get this egg sac. All right, now we're just going to get this beholder, and I think we might be far enough away. There's nothing he could do. And, you know, normally beholders will charge us, but in this case he doesn't. So they're one enemy I certainly don't mind an unfair fight against. And you can see that there's a mandatory objective. To do that, if we didn't do that, we would have to go back and do that later. So then we just continue around and exploring the caves. You could potentially find a chest with the key. So if you find it, obviously grab it. But if you don't find it, the other option you have, which we're going to do because we didn't find it, is to pick the lock. I'm pretty confident that we can pick the lock and succeed, even though we have not invested in it. Okay, we drop down, make this first left. Alright, and then this cave to the left up here can be kind of tough. It has Theracounts. I'm going to try to kill whatever's here quick. Theracounts are another thing that they have death spells. So, you know, by now we want to make sure. You can see they hit pretty hard. So we want to make sure that you see this symbol here, which is death block from an item, in this case our armor. But they also have another attack that doesn't give you a save, so it's pretty high damage. There's no save for it. Anything that has a save, we're pretty good on because we have good saves. Our will save is not quite as good as the others. Okay, so here it is. So I'm going to renew my potion and see if that's good enough. Might be. Let's see what the roll is and what the result is. Failure on a 13, so let's do our human versatility boost. We need a pretty high number here. 15 success. So it's a higher DC than most of the other things, but with our heroism potion, human versatility boost, and then a high roll, a decent roll I should say, can make it. And that's a great thing about Open Lock is all you do is waste the toolkit. We have almost 1,000 toolkits left, so we're in good shape. Should be using this. I'll throw 5 more quittings around. Okay, sensing a trap, which I know this from being here, doing this quest before. I know it's right here. Alright, one more trap, and there's some bleep Theracounts. And their Psychonic Blast has no save, so it's very tough. Let's draw this guy back. Go back. Those Theracounts have some pretty tough attacks, so we'll just again sort of just kind of go back when they start their big attacks. Alright, so behind this we can actually see it, but I'm going to pull the levers. We need to open the gate. Alright, so I'm gonna renew my buffs here a little early, just because this next fight's a little tough. And I'm gonna use my couple things here. I'm gonna give myself an expeditious retreat, because we're going to temporarily take off the mire. I'm going to do this and give myself, let me put the good luck on too. That'll give me a little chance. We want fire shield, fire version, which will protect us from the cold. You can see I failed, no big deal. Let's try. We got 7 seconds left. Let's hope we succeed this time. Nope, we may have to use the human versatility boost again. 45%, but it's going to drop now. So let's try 25% while it's on cooldown. We might make it. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, we got it. So now we're going to put our thing back on. We're going to put our cold on. And we're going to real quick try to do this fight. We have some oozes down here. Focus on these guys. These guys, they got this really nasty. If you see a big number, it's their polar ray. Alright, so pretty well. But, you know, again, mainly preparing for Reaper. It's a pretty tough quest. So one of the things I want to find out is if we even need to do this fight. So I'm going to take this key, but I'm going to see if I can pick the lock too when we get further. Because if we could avoid that fight, I've never avoided it, but that would be another option that we should not. Now let me put my ring back on. Okay.
Something feels wrong.
This floor always just collapses. Alright, I'm just going to quickly have him restore my spell points. So let me just put my open lock item, and let me see if this could be picked. So if we do this, yeah, it looks like it can. Let's see. Success. So we're going to try on Reaper not fighting those flensers and
the nearby corpses appear to be
avoiding
those
that
of the
fight.
missing Denyth party, though Coil is not among the dead. A suspicious scroll lies on top of one of the bodies.
And we'll just practice that in the next quest. We will not fight those, try to avoid those flensers and not get that key and see if we could pick that lock. So that would avoid, really, the toughest fight in this chain is that. Well, the beholders are also pretty tough. But if we could avoid that, that would be great. Alright, this is the second chain, quest in this chain. Yeah, we got into 15 without our open lock item. I may look for a better one. We have +7. I think we could probably get +10 to 12 from the auction house. So I'm going to look kind of after this quest and see if we can improve on that a little bit. And we have a couple levels. Like, we're not going to do this for 2 more levels. So the first 2 quests in the chain are level 8s. So we'll do those on Reaper next level. The rest of the chain is a mix of 9 and 10, and they're not all in the proper order. So we'll do those on Reaper. We'll do those on Reaper in 2 levons. So we probably don't need to look for, we'll look then for an open lock item and possibly we'll find something a little better than +7. But I'm pretty convinced that if we could do that on hard without an open lock item, we should be fine once we get to Reaper with an open lock item. And the Beholder is not mandatory in this one. He's there, but he's not mandatory, so we're just going to skip him. And again, if we, we're not going to go looking for the key, but if we find the key, we'll grab it. Pretty rough, pretty tough champion there for hard. Yeah, at these mid heroic levels, some of the toughest enemies are in this chain. The flensers with Polar Ray, although we think we have a pretty good way to work around that. but we don't have an equivalent way
Caverns
to
end here at this
work
gate.
around the...
Ancient ruins lie
Alright,
beyond.
so let's try it with just the open lock item. See, that's +7, and we got success on the 12, so I think we're fine for opening lock in this quest. I'm guessing on Reaper it might be, you know, +5 higher, so that means that if we just stick with it, you know, we can get it even without a better item. But I'll probably look for a better item once we get to Reaper in this chain. Bear counts first. You can see that they do a lot of damage compared to other enemies. Alright, and so now we're going to experiment with our new Reaper strategy. Normally groups just go and clear that, get the key. I think it's just out of force of habit, but I'm going to try avoiding that fight, again, because it's a pretty tough fight. And so we just kind of go to the right as far as we can, avoid that. The gate's open, so now we should be able to just continue forward without getting that key. Alright, I'll put my open lock item and just try it with just that. Failure on a 2, I kind of, figured I'd need at least a 10. 18, success. And so it's not an all or nothing thing. If you fail, you can just keep retrying. And I don't know if there's a blow up. I've never seen like a lock where you basically damage the, you roll low and then you damage the lock and can't try again. That happens with trap boxes, but that does not, as far as I know, that does not happen with open locks. At least I've never seen it. Alright, shrine's open. That's good. Lots of pudding, so whenever there's a ooze or pudding, okay, so there's a beholder. Let's kind of go over here. I'm going to put my hireling behind here so he can raise me if something happens. I'm going to try the bow and see if I can get far enough back that I could sort of make it an unfair fight. The things you have to worry about here, I've got my death block on, so negative level, so not quite so unfair. Maybe I'd be better off actually just fighting him, but let me get this up quick. One level, 3 negative levels, so again, let me get that quick, because you don't want to because it keeps stacking. There we go, we got him. So, I'll just have him heal me real quick. Alright, and so, but in addition to the neg level and all of that, he can also disintegrate you, which could one-shot you, although a trap here, I think it's a stat. Let me find it though. Let me get my hireling out of there. Unfortunately, hirelings, when they are in a trap, they don't always get out. A lot of times they just say, "Oh no, I'm taking damage," or they make some kind of comment. So uh, you have to sort of manually call your hireling out of traps. This looks like an ambush
You
here.
notice fingerprints in the dust of this lever's handle. It appears to have been used recently.
Very typical when you come to an empty room with a lever or chest or something that when you activate it, that it just triggers an ambush. I'm gonna go back and use that shrine because we have quite a bit of quests left, and might as well just do that real quick since it's close. I can't remember if there's another shrine or not, but this quest is we're gonna fight a red name beholder. That's our second red name beholder we fought. The first one on normal killed us, but only because I forgot to use my death block. Ooh, nice, a bonus prefix on the shield. So I swapped off my necklace to get a bluff or diplomacy, the quest earlier, and then forgot to swap it back on, and then got killed by a beholder. It's always good. Why it's good to make sure. That's why I changed my to show my guild buffs as a single buff, so I could just quickly check and see if I have death block on. always take down any Theracounts first. Yeah, Theracounts are the toughest enemy in this area, so if we see any, we just take them down first. Just want to check if there's any Theracounts. I want to make sure we got them first thing. It looks like no, just that one that was in there. Alright, so this is another red name beholder. Definitely could kill us, so what we're going to do is try to put our hireling in a safe spot and go without him. Let's see. Alright, you can see him over there, so I'm going to put my hireling right. I think my hireling's good where he is. So, he's actually not red named, but I think I'm better off going with going full guns with my melee than trying to trap. See if I can see it from here. See if I can get this without the beholder attacking me. Yep. So now, so he doesn't notice me till now. So I'm gonna go in full guns a blazing, and you can see he just really immediately disintegrated me, and it looks like I failed my save there. So, but I want to have the hireling not here, but as a backup in case I die to this guy. Negative level, so quickly restore. All right, that wasn't too bad. I mean, because we have a good reflex save, we're pretty solid against beholders. Let me give myself a restore. At level 14, which is level 12 Paladin, we'll be immune to negative energy drain because of the Knights of the Chalice tree we've chosen. But for now, we have this, which is better than a lot of builds have. So we're in really good shape for beholders. We'll be even in better shape in 14. Unfortunately, we're going to be running a lot of beholder quests, including this one at level 13. Although we'll have to see. If the last two are level 10, we might run these two at 14 when we'll have the immunity. But Jungle of Kyber and we'll run at 13. Prisoner will run at 12. So we're going to be fighting some beholders before we have that, and we'll just use our tactic of we'll get neg level, quickly restore with our disease, and quickly restore, and then lay on hands, and keep our beholder or keep our hireling in a safe spot. Remnant. So there's two levers. The first one we could pull. This one we shoot, and so we just switch to our bow, press T and then aim for the lever, and it drops the bridge. So you never want to come in. You never want to be without a ranged weapon for just these type of situations.
The man across the bridge bears a striking resemblance to Coyle. His face and demeanor, though, belong to a darker, grimmer man.
Alright, now we don't recall out of here. We actually go to the next quest from this gate. And this quest, when we get to Reaper, we will run an Elite instead of Reaper because there's not enough enemies to get Reaper credit anyways. There's just a very small number. So this guy always charges right away. So we're gonna just do our quick Divine Might and then finish the rest of our. I've never died like from but sometimes you have a delay. So hopefully that guy won't charge if that ever happens. All right, now this is just really fast. We just take these guys out. I'm gonna bring this guy back. He's a champion, and let's because when you get up far, there's a bunch of other giants. Let's try to get this champion solo. Oh, nice champion chest. Orange names drop these chests. All right, I see another champion, orange name. I'm gonna go ahead and try to draw him back. Kind of interesting, a fire giant with a ice thing. And he may not charge after all. Here he comes. And you could use your boosts pretty liberally here because, again, this is only like 5 or 6, I think 6 enemies total. Another remnant chest, very nice. So we're getting a better chance of remnant chest here because we're level 11, and this quest is, I believe, level 10, so adjusted to level 11. So that's why we're getting better remnant drops. And next life we'll get good remnant drops, but this life we're instead taking things very carefully and running 4 levels above because we don't really need that extra XP anyways. And we're making progress on our Reaper without the max XP. Alright, that's it. That is the quest. It's 5, I believe. Yeah, 5 enemies. So that's why you never run this one on Reaper. It just makes it harder and you don't get the Reaper XP anyways, because Reaper requires a minimum of 10 enemies to get credit. So that is the chain. I'm just going to get my 2 end rewards. My end reward for this 3 set, and then the end reward for the arc. Alright, so this next time around we will get our choice of all the items on our 3rd run. So the second time it's just like before where we get our kind of choice of items. And last time we took the cloak, although I think I currently have the cloak in my bank because I have a true seeing on my on my trinket. But let's see if there's anything that looks good here. I mean, that could be nice for stealth, although our stealth is not that great. Coin belt. So command and haggle. So this is basically just to get a little more money when we sell. Not bad because we get +2 to skills from the command and +10 from the haggle. So I mean, I really don't have a lot of gloves for pairing. If that was a gloves of open lock, I would take it. Interesting, helm of inner focus. So we don't need a second of these for sure. Light armor gives us spear block 3. Well, actually, that's interesting. That might be worth considering. We have spear block 3 on our level 7 ring, so I don't think we need that. But it could give us some more, potentially some more options. Robe, death block. That's kind of interesting, but not too interesting. Screaming amethyst arrows. That's kind of interesting. Returning 50% with 1 to 6 sonic. this is kind of neat. So an expeditious retreat item, bracers. We have plenty of boots, so I don't really think we need this. Um, repair moderate damage, really great for a warforged. Again, doesn't really apply to us, but minute seeing, which is search. Again, we need the open lock one, and another haggle item, and then a pretty decent rune arm, but we don't really use rune arms now. Won't be for a while. So I don't know that I want to keep any of these items. Uh, Probably, we already have this. So I think what I'm going to do is take this because we're going to. We don't need a second item, but there's the once we run a few epic grades that drop what are called greater tokens of the 12. We're gonna run another Delirious chain and get another one of these. We can combine our second one of these and our second trinket to make an augment. Of course, we have this temporary issue of storing, um, which I want to see what the sales are next week, but uh, I earned 200 DDO points on hardcore, so now my balance is up to 1427, which is doing the math. Um, I earned 1625 between, which is broken down 875 from running on the other 7 servers, 200 on hardcore, and then I think the rest of it from running on here. And what's on one of the things on sale right now that I really, really, really want to get is shared bank, because that would allow me to store all these some more bound account items, which would clear up my character bank. Um, but it's 11:21, and I need epic destinies. So what I'm planning on doing is waiting until next sale on Thursday, because there's always an overlap of one day. So when the next sale comes on Thursday, this is still going to be on sale until the next morning. So if there's, like, for example, a sale on Epic Destinies and I can afford both, or I will be able to by the end of the week, I'm going to go ahead and get this. But I'm going to wait and make that decision next Thursday and see what's on sale. Next Thursday there should be, it just so happens that'll be the first July sale, and so normally they have deep discounts, and so there might be something 50% off or 75% off that we need as well, and that might be the better option than buying this. Although I really want to buy this, even though it's only 25% off, I just need to make sure I don't miss an opportunity to get Epic Destinies on sale. All right, so that is the Runes of Threnal on Hard Part 3.